Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to this feminine space. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers, welcome. So, I wanted to unpack a few lessons and to share some feminine perspective about these 2-for-1 specials and about a tale that is as old as time and about these very recent unfortunate situations of women who are having or who have had affairs with married men and some who are even having babies by married men. Now, of course, it is a husband's obligation to uphold his vows to his wife. So, of course, husbands who recklessly disrespect their vows and their wives with infidelity are most certainly out of pocket and they are certainly out of order. And this isn't discussed enough, but when it comes to cheating, these disrespectful, low self esteem having husbands will almost always get more than what they bargained for by stepping out on their wives because the act of cheating, unfortunately, is never a smooth one, as this very disruptive energy will almost always kick up a lot of drama, a lot of chaos, theatrics, spectacle, and will bring a lot of pain to a man's doorstep, especially if that man loses his wife. But since this is a femininity and a womanhood channel, in this case of being in pole position number 2, the tramp almost always loses. And the woman, for the most part, is almost always the person who ends up holding the bigger L because her self esteem will always put her in a position where she will end up chasing winless victories and where she will end up playing an ego repair game that she ultimately cannot win. And the competitive mistress usually will not understand that her proud side chick energy will usually turn her into collateral damage and into becoming an embarrassing liability and cliche. But from the beginning of this channel, I have always stated that when it comes to men, women are competitive and comparative when it comes to a man's resources, as many women are programmed to chase a man and are more than willing to share a man. And when I say resources, resources aren't always about money. Resources are about a man's heart, his love, his attention, his affection, and ultimately his covering, as that is what most women are wired to desire when it comes to men, with especially daughters who are usually the most attention starved and who tend to act the most folio over men. Now, whether concubines, side chicks, side pieces, sneaky links, or a mistress, some women have a very strange way of wanting to take possession of the men that they cannot fully have or do not have full access to. And ladies, you've got to be so very careful about what you choose to go hard in the paint for. But the mindset of these kinds of aggressive, competitive women is more or less the same, with a few distinctions and exceptions, whether it's Major League Baseball star Tim Anderson and his current pregnant concubine, Deja Lene, or baby mama Ariane Coleslaw Curry and her former lover, Martell Trash Holt. These stories always end up the same. Now, for a bit of background, and for those of you who don't know, Major League Baseball player Tim Anderson, who, by the way, has already despicably fathered a child outside of his marriage, is currently expecting a second outside child on the way with an out-of-pocket, emotionally dysregulated side piece by the name of Deja Lene, who is currently pregnant and who is already a single mother of one. Deja Lene most recently has made a name for herself in headlines by taking the time out of her pregnant schedule to constantly both online harass and to taunt Tim's wife, while Tim, her married lover, has paid her nothing but dust since she's publicly made her baby announcement. And of course, Mr. Tim shows up on the red carpet with his wife and 2 beautiful daughters because Tim's wife, who is married to that long Major League Baseball bag, isn't going anywhere until she's ready. Pregnant side chicks and all. And the entire situation is rinse, wash, repeat, humiliating. But here are a few cautionary tale lessons to learn about the low-hanging fruit side piece mindset. Number 10. It is all about power. Side dishes will eventually always want to be the main dish. Side pieces, in a nutshell, are women who are more than willing to be a man's side piece in a hopes of becoming the main course. Casual sex without a commitment is normally her bargaining chip until she realizes that the joke is in on her. Number 9. Husbands who sleep with side pieces are equally vile and low class, but a man cannot take from a woman what she isn't already willing to give. Number 8, that comparative and competitive energy that women have when it comes to men will make a side piece do and say anything to repair her broken ego. In her mind, she truly believes that great bedroom chemistry would be the carrot stick that would make a man leave his marriage. Number 7, never confuse the fireworks of bedroom chemistry with lifestyle compatibility. Women confuse the two all the time, especially when she's in the position of being a side piece. Hot and heavy sex are not the only requirements of being a wife, ladies. Never confuse a man willing to have sex with you for his investment. Number 6, when in the number 2 position of being a side piece, eventually a woman will crave and desire consistency and full on adoration, as this is a part of our womanhood wiring. This is why we don't sell ourselves short by lowballing ourselves into a situation where a man is proven to have low character. Men with low character take no issue in discarding a woman who, in his mind, he isn't responsible for. Number 5, every side piece wants to be the exception to the rule, but that is hardly ever the case. When women cheat with married men, a man will not say it out loud, but he will secretly not trust you or your character. However, he will use you for a good time, just not for a long time. Number 4, the side chick never thinks long term, and it is only after her baby is born does she arrive at the realization and the conclusion that her lover has already moved on to the next and that he isn't returning. And we've all seen this recently happen with Martell and his storyline secured stunt that he's pulling with Sheree. As a woman, it is your responsibility to think long term, to have an end game, in spite of what your ego might have fooled you into believing. Ladies, sneaky link hookups are not thought much of outside of the bedroom, and they were never intended to be a gateway to marriage, and they certainly aren't a strategy to wholesale replace a wife. So again, you lose. Number 3, in a tale as old as time, side pieces do not get red carpet treatment, birthday celebrations, holidays, introductions to family members, as they are more or less situated and stuck in the struggle position of number 2. And realizing that you've put yourself in a position to receive a man's leftovers is devastating and crushing to any woman's ego. Number 2, when you're married to a hypergamous provider, the wife always wins, whether her husband's a cheater or not. Should she file for or get a divorce, she gets the alimony, child support, half of a man's pension, and all of the financial benefits that come with that official trip down the aisle. A side piece can only hope for a drop in the bucket comparatively. And number 1, never confuse or conflate a man's pillow talk for investment. A common rookie move for sneaky links and groupies is falling for a man's pillow talk. Yes, his wife isn't giving him sex whenever he wants it, or the kids may be getting more attention than him. Yes, your booty may be bigger and you can throw it around in a circle, or whatever flattery a man drops on you to gas your ego. It is all for the specific purpose of getting you to drop your drawers on repeat until the thrill is gone and until your situationship has run its course. So that is all that I have to say on this for now. The mistress will always be in distress, and lemonade will always taste bitter without sugar. And no matter who's in the wrong, the mistress will always be seen as the public villain who can't ever be the martyr and who can't ever garner sympathy and who can't ever play the victim because of her aggressive willingness to destroy another woman's heart. So don't ever put yourself in a karmic position where you are begging for diapers and formula for your love child, because sleeping with a married man will almost always bring an energetic smoke to your life that you just don't want. So the only way to win this game, ladies, is to not play. And if you're already elbows deep in mess, chin up, chest out, and remove yourself from this most embarrassing, a woman scorned side dish cliche. And learn how to reshuffle the deck by learning the tricks of the feminine trade and by giving yourself a most necessary self-esteem makeover. So to get this conversation started, have you ever been a man's third wheel? Should mistresses quietly suffer and struggle in silence? And does a husband owe his mistress loyalty and respect? And as always, please like and share this video if you care, and stay tuned for more womanhood and low self-esteem mess to come. And I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.